Did you know that the Bible actually gives us a step-by-step playbook of how lust works? It's almost like Proverbs chapter 7 pulls back the curtain and it shows us lust's game plan to trap us, to drag us down, and to ultimately destroy our lives. And what's wild is it still plays out exactly the same way today. So let's walk through it together. In Proverbs 7, Solomon tells a story of a young man walking on the road at night near a prostitute's house. And he's telling the story as if he's looking from a second story window. He's looking out on the road, and the young man does not actually notice that he's watching him. And he calls him a young man lacking sense. It's the Bible's way of saying he's kind of stupid. In fact, I think this whole chapter really could be titled How to Live a Stupid Life, because that's what it's like when you're constantly chasing after your lust. So Solomon isn't just warning us about one guy in one situation. What he's doing is he's showing us how temptation works for all of us. So what I want to do in this video is break down lust's 10-step game plan that we find here in Proverbs chapter 7. Okay, the 10-step game plan that lust uses to destroy your life. And step 1 is simply this, to get you in the area. Look at verses 8 and 9. It says about this young man, he was crossing the street near the house of an immoral woman, strolling down the path by her house, and it was at the twilight in the evening as the darkness fell. See, lust always starts by just trying to get you close enough. It's the right place at the wrong time, right? Step number 2, though, is this, to make sure it's secret. Okay, here in verse 9, he says, it was at twilight in the evening as the darkness fell. See, temptation loves the dark. It loves to stay hidden, because if it stays hidden, if it stays in the dark, you feel like you're safe, and so you lower your defenses. Step 3, lust has the appearance of pleasure. Okay, notice this, verse 10. The woman approached him, seductively dressed and sly of heart. Like a prostitute, who has a hidden agenda. Lust is really good at disguising itself as something that's going to help you, or something that's going to serve you, or maybe even something that's going to help you escape the situation that you're dealing with. But see, it always looks better than it really is. It promises one thing that it doesn't actually intend on delivering. Step number 4 is to show up everywhere, to show up constantly. Okay? Look at this. I'm going to read the next few verses here. She was the brash, rebellious type, never content to stay at home. She is often seen in the streets and in the markets, soliciting at every corner. It's almost like lust these days is on every billboard, on every ad, social media. It's everywhere. That's actually part of the plan. You ever feel like it's just chasing you? It's everywhere you go. It shows up that's on purpose. That's by design, to show up everywhere. But then step number 5 is this: make you feel unique and special. Because you skip down to verse 15, she's the lustful woman is talking to this guy, and she throws her arms around him and kisses him. Verse 15, you're the one I was looking for. I came out to find you, and here you are. Right? Lust flatters you. It makes you feel like you're the only one, like this is special, like this has never happened for anyone else, that you are the center of attention right now. And once that happens, step number 6 is to set the mood. Okay, verses 16 and 17, she says, my bed is spread with beautiful blankets, with colored sheets of Egyptian linen. I perfumed my bed with myrrh and aloes and cinnamon. Come, let's drink of our fill of love until the morning. My goodness, lust loves to create an atmosphere, to take you to those places that feels like the mood is just right. It sets the stage to lower your defenses. But it doesn't stop there. Step number 7 is the false advertising. It offers you what you think is love, what sounds like love, She says, come, let's drink our fill of love until the morning. Let's enjoy each other's caresses. But it's not really love. It's just a cheap substitute. Because what lust wants to do is offer you something, it promise you something and offer you something totally different. You're gonna see the false advertising, but you're gonna get a cheap substitute. Step number 8 is to minimize the risk. Verses 19 and 20. Here's what the lustful woman says. She says, let's enjoy each other's caresses. Why? Because my husband is not home. He's away on a long trip. He's taken a wallet full of money with him and won't return until later this month. There's no risk. We're not going to get caught. Lust loves to whisper, no one will find out. You won't get caught. But all it's doing is just lowering your defenses about the risk that it really is. Step number 9, even when you begin to see through this, it's persistent. It's just constantly, okay? Look at verse 21. So she seduced him with her pretty speech, and she enticed him with her flattery, and it's this persistent pleading and pretty speech and flattery and never giving up and constantly like, oh, I love you. It's going to be fine. There's no risk, and just consistently persistent. See, lust doesn't just knock once and then go away. Lust wants to keep knocking and keep knocking. When you ignore it, it keeps coming back. And finally, step 10 in lust's game plan is this, to get you to act on impulse. Okay, verse 22. So he followed her at once. Like an ox going to the slaughter, he was like a stag caught in the trap, awaiting the arrow that would pierce his heart, like a bird flying into a snare, little knowing it would cost him his life. Lust doesn't need you to think. It just wants you to react. You ever notice how you make poor decisions when you're tempted by somebody? When you're scrolling and you want more and more, and then it's riskier behavior, or you might be spending more money, or not even aware of the time because you stopped thinking clearly. Lust doesn't want you to think clearly. It just wants you to react on impulse. And by the time you realize the cost, it's too late. And so here's the heartbreaking result that it ends on, little knowing it would cost him his life. That's the truth about lust, is it promises to fulfill you, but it actually just steals from you. It doesn't repair you, it ruins you. And so this chapter ends on a very sobering line. She has been the ruin of many. Many men have been her victims. Her house is the road to the grave, and her bedroom is the den of death. But here's the good news. Proverbs doesn't just warn us about lust's game plan. It also gives us God's game plan for purity. You see, at the start of the chapter, Solomon says, my son, keep my words and treasure my commands. God's way is not about restriction, it's about protection for something so much better. So don't fall for lust lies. Don't play its game. Choose wisdom. Choose life. Hey, if this video connected with you, let me know in the comments and share this with somebody who really might need to hear it. And if you would like help overcoming lust in your life, I put together a 10-step playbook on how when lust hits, when the temptation hits, how you can beat lust in the moment. Simply head to reviveyourlife.net to download what I call my protection plan. It's 10 steps to overcome lust when you're right in the middle of a temptation, and you can get that for free. Simply head to reviveyourlife.net today.